Hey folks, it's Nick Granville. So here's a pedal that you've probably seen before, maybe. This is my original OC2. I bought this off eBay back in the day. It's even got the blue sticker on it that it had when they had the price on it. I bought this for almost nothing. It was crazy. Now they're worth a fair bit of money, but it's probably my favourite pedal. I do use a version of it in the Fractal, which sounds pretty close. It's not quite the same, but I don't want to bring an extra pedal, so I just set it up in there instead, and that gets the job done most of the time. But there is something cool about these pedals, and I think what it is, and this is what most Octave pedal producers miss, is that this is not a clean sounding pedal. Right, you can hear I've blended the original note with the bass note, right? And these were kind of marketed as make your guitar sound like a bass, but they don't really. But the thing is, like, check this out. It can't track chords at all, right? Even notes, like, sounds different to... There's a sweet spot. It's sort of around the middle of the notes where it kind of, you get the most pronounced octave effect. And it sounds really cool into distortion. So if I go this. It creates a certain thing with that as well. But it's not a pristine sound. It doesn't track that great. I think as soon as you get the good tracking, you lose the magic of what this does. That's one sound. Another sound that a lot of people really dig, which is the very synthy type thing, is turn the direct down. So now all we're hearing is octave 1. Direct is down, octave 2, the second octave below is down. So it's really one octave, and that's all we're hearing. I realise you're probably hearing a little bit from my guitar. It's one of the things with a hollow body guitar is they do this Ibanez AR520, because it's hollow. They do create quite a bit of sound acoustically, so you're probably hearing a little bit of that. But the sound coming out of my setup is just the octave, not the clean tone. But that's a sound that sort of sounds a little bit like a flute if you bring a little bit more direct in. So it's pretty cool. I've got 2 of these now. I like them so much. I have 2, one on each of my pedal boards. Although to be honest, since I've had the FM9, I pretty much just use that all the time now. So this one's floating around. I really dig them. Boss OC2, if you can find one, it's a gem. The OC3s don't sound the same. I know people say they do. They don't. The OC5s don't sound the same. I know they have an OC2 mode. They just don't sound the same. The ideal one to get is the Octave. I've never been able to find one, and they're crazy expensive now. I know someone who's got one. I tried it. It's very close to this. It has a little bit more funk, I suppose. But yeah, anyway, let's a look at the octave pedal. And the thing I find that's useful with these pedals and showing them like this, and the reason I wanted to do this, is that if you're programming up a modeler, for example, to sound like this, if you don't know what it's supposed to sound like, how can you make a modeled version of it, right? Set your modeler to the right thing. See, for me, this sound is very clear in my head. So when I'm using the FM9 to get the same sound, I know what I'm trying to achieve. If you ask me the same thing about a Dumble sound, you said, how do you get a Dumble sound out of the Fractal? I'm like, I've only ever played through one once, and that was at the NAMM show, and I barely got to hear it because it's so noisy there. I was playing at the Vertex booth with Mason, and he had one, and we plugged into it for a minute. Sounded okay. I couldn't tell much in that situation. Couldn't really use it properly. but I don't have a point of reference for a Dumble. And I mean, I know what Larry Carlton sounds like and Robin Ford and people like that, but to me, I don't really know what a Dumble sounds like, but I know what an OC2 sounds like, and I know how to model it. Same with Fender amps. I know I've used all the Fender amps, and I know how they're supposed to sound. So therefore, for me, it's quite easy to find that sound in a modeler and make it work. JTM 45, I know how that's supposed to go. Anyway, so that's why I did this. I wanted you to hear what an actual OC2 sounds like, the proper real deal one. Anyway, hope everybody's well. So if you haven't subscribed already, please do. I do these videos every day. Enjoy doing it. Hope you do too. If you do have any questions, leave them in the comments below. The digital tip jar is open at my PayPal if you want to. There's no ads on this channel at this stage. I'd like to keep it that way if I can. So yeah, the digital tip jar really helps me to keep doing this. It's just my PayPal. So anyway, take care, people. Thanks for watching. Cheers.